From the moment we appeared on this planet, we were hunters. Not just hunters of animals for food or survival, but hunters of power, of territory, of resources, of each other. At first glance, we may seem far removed from the creatures of the Stone Age. We live in high-rise apartments, not caves. We hold smartphones, not spears. We travel in airplanes, not on foot. Yet beneath all this technology, the psychology remains almost untouched. The instincts of survival, fear, greed, and domination are still deeply wired into us. And that is where the paradox of humanity lies. We are predators of everything, of land, of oceans, of air, of animals, and of ourselves. Think about it. Every species on Earth takes what it needs to survive. The lion kills when it is hungry. The wolf defends its pack. The ant builds its colony. But we take because we can. We take not only for survival, but for comfort, for luxury, for status. We are the only species that consumes beyond necessity, often destroying the very foundation of our own existence. We invent machines, yet we use them to exhaust the soil. We harness fire, yet we burn down forests. We discover medicine, yet we create chemical weapons. We split the atom, yet the first thought is how to kill with it. This is not simply a story of progress. It is a story of inherited instincts dressed in modern clothing. We still play the same old game, only with sharper teeth. And here's the most ironic part. After all this destruction, after shaping the world into a mirror of our own desires and fears, we complain. We complain about how hard life is. We complain about inequality, about wars, about pollution, about emptiness. But it is us who have built this world. Brick by brick, law by law, click by click. The predator is not only outside of us, it is us. Look around. The wars we see are not accidents of history, but extensions of our tribal past. The endless chase for money and possessions is the same instinct as hoarding food for winter, only amplified by infinite appetite. The alienation we feel in modern cities is not a mystery. It is the outcome of turning life into competition at every level. So what does this mean for our future? If we continue to act as predators of everything, we will eventually have nothing left to prey upon but ourselves. And in some ways, this is already happening. Anxiety, depression, loneliness. These are not just personal struggles. They are symptoms of a civilization feeding on itself. But here's the other side of the story. If we can recognize this predator within us, if we can face it without denial, something shifts. Awareness creates choice. Unlike animals, we do not have to remain prisoners of instinct. Yes, we inherited the mind of the Stone Age. But we also inherited something else, the capacity to reflect. The ability to look at ourselves honestly and say, this is what we are doing. This is what we are becoming. Do we want this? The truth is uncomfortable. The world is not simply the way it is. It is the way we made it. And if we do not like living in it, we must start by understanding our role in shaping it. Every time we justify violence, we pass it on. Every time we glorify greed, we teach it to our children. Every time we live unconsciously, we reinforce the predator. But every time we act differently, with awareness, compassion, restraint, we weaken it. The predator may be in our nature, but so is the possibility of transformation. The real evolution that humanity needs is not in technology, but in psychology. Not in how fast we build machines, but in how deeply we understand ourselves. So the next time we complain about the world, perhaps we should pause and ask, what part of me is reflected in this world? Because the answer will always be more than we want to admit. And maybe, just maybe, that's where the real beginning of change lies.